Hello, happy Wednesday. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time. And here on the Heart of Success show, I'm sharing with you tool tips, inspiration, motivation, methods, and experience how you can create success in all areas of your life. So today I was thinking about to talk about relationships. Relationships are so important in our life. We cannot really live our life in isolation by ourselves. And relationship takes almost a major part of our life, regardless of how individually we are successful or achieving. Relationships is something that is such a rich area of our life that we really need to pay a little bit more attention to this area. Whereas I found and observed that many people are really kind of putting their head into the sand the concerns about their relationships. It considered to be a private area. It considers to be a there's some privacy around it, but really what reality is show us that there's so many concerns about the relationships. I'm not talking here about only the intimate relationships, but all sorts of relationships. So as we grow and develop our own self-awareness, then we, of course, would apply this self-awareness to the relationship area in our life. And what I found is that as much as we ourselves having excuses of why not we probably not achieving success, or why not we having more healthier style of life, or why not we feeling happy or joyful, then the same why not we applying to all the areas of our life and also into the area of the relationships. So today I would like to really talk about relationships can be considered in a form of the contracts. And I know the contracts, many people talk about, personal contracts as a spiritual contract, which of course I understand, but a lot of this to me is not really explained in a clear form, and a lot of people are justifying themselves from breaking relationships in a way. They would say, well, this is my spiritual contract, I don't want to be continue with this anymore, and I just don't care anymore. And they basically withdraw ourselves from these relationships, and then they thinking they complete some sort of spiritual contract, but that's really not how it works. So the contracts create boundaries that define and maintain acceptable relational behavioral patterns. These boundaries and this agreeable way of behave are unspoken, and they basically sit on our unconscious level. It's like we create these unconscious contracts with each other based on our blocks and wounds and our unhealed parts, right? So when we create healthy relationships, they are interdependent. They are help us to grow and mature and develop both, like if I'm talking about individuals involved. Healthy and unhealthy relationships can be also between individuals and between one and a group, and also between groups. It really doesn't matter. And also the relationship to our planet Earth, right? So everything in the relationship area based on the same natural law, right? So the healthy relationships are interdependent, and they based and contracts basically express the honesty, integrity, natural law of the fairness. And this is the healthy relationship where people can support each other, but also they can express each other without hidden agendas, without hiding anything, and without convincing anyone. So this is really is the very smoothly and fulfilled relationships that are helping us to grow, right? So, but there's also negative contracts which are codependent, and that's where the area that needs to be explored in a little bit more deeper sense, because these codependent unhealthy relationships based on dishonesty, disintegrity, there's a manipulation, there's a lie, there's all of these things, control, trap, there's also some intimidation and abuse going on, right? So this is the relationships where we create unconsciously to go through this experience in an unhealthy way. And the reason we create these unconscious contracts with people, we attract them to show us and reflect back to us in a way that we don't see it in ourselves, that we have limited beliefs in life, that we have some erroneous beliefs, that we actually hold a very limited perception of ourselves and also the way world works, right? So this is almost like attractive and a magnetic field that you create within yourself, because you have this limitation created through say childhood, right? So I would like to maybe give you a little example. For example, if there is a family where a little daughter having some abuse from father, emotional or physical, and she would experience and create belief within herself that all men are cruel, right? So when she grows up, she would also be either afraid to create relationships at all, but if she even would have strength to create any relationship, she would definitely will attract a person, a man in her life that will be abusive. So this is how it works. And if we start to understand and see all our relationship in a way of these contracts, positive and negative, and it's not like we need to just kind of break them if we don't like it. We need to start to go back to ourselves and look at these areas and the limited beliefs that we created within ourselves, and start to be aware of them and start to really notice what we do personally when we are in a relationship, why we in the first place magnetize and attract the person that is creating some sort of suffering and pain for us. And then secondly, what we actually do for these people to present to us in a way that we don't want. That's exactly the reason we create these challenging relationships, so that we can avoid the pain of looking at ourselves, right? We avoid certain feelings in our life. And when we are in a relationship, we have this almost like, permission to freeze our true self, our authentic self. We freeze the feelings and we freeze the emotions that we don't like, and we basically can blame then the unsuccess and the pain of this relationship onto the other. But we really need to maybe look to this area from a different angle. And if we know that there is some sort of pain and unfulfillment, we know we have a negative contract created from our unconscious places that needs to be taken into conscious level and need to be processed and healed, right? So this is another example I would like to explain for you. For example, let's say a little boy growing in a family only with mother, single mother, and he grows, and mother is so busy working on 3 jobs to try to meet the ends meet, and a boy not receiving and not having his needs met through, of course, lack of time, and also a lack of that experience that mother is not is struggling, right? So, and a boy would start to learn through trying to create any kind of behavior towards his mother, try anything to have her attention to him, and also experience love. And what he noticed after a number of attempts, that if he takes care of her of some sort of, maybe helping cleaning, or maybe helping cooking, or maybe doing something and preparing stuff, then she would give him a little bit of attention, and then he would confuse attention with love. He would think that love needs to be bought through some sort of a certain behaviors, right? So when this boy grow up, this same pattern will play all his life until he would be interested to resolve it within himself. So he would attract in his life women or females of the the female figure in the form of the bosses, employers, friends, and maybe girlfriends or wives, that will be reflect back to him that his over super caring is not something that they would give love for, pay back. And he would have a struggle to create a fulfilled, healthy relationship, because in his mind, when he is taking care of women, he would automatically receive attention and love. But that's not the case. It is because that belief was formed when he was a little boy. As a healthy, as a mature man, that doesn't work like that. You cannot buy love, right? And when he struggles to take care of women, they would withdraw the love at all, because that's not free exchanging of the love. And only when he is ready to look at himself in a way of going within and look into these areas of where his wrong limited beliefs about love will be resolved within himself, and then he would start to try. And of course it is a challenge, because people have this automatic behavioral patterns, because they stem from unconscious level. It is sit on that limited beliefs, and once you start to challenge that, you still will go back and forth. You will try, but I guarantee you that once you look at all of these disbalances within yourself, and once you challenge your limited beliefs and start to do your own process and heal, well, then you free up so much of your creative energy, and you would be blown away what type of relationship you will start to form, because that will be start to affect other people as well. And that's what I am explaining on a deeper and much more clear, and also much more detailed level in my 6-week program that I'm preparing. It is a program based on 6 modules, and in first module of the awareness, I am talking about relationships, and the relationships lessons are presented in the 4 lessons. It's a self-awareness, and there's a principles of mirror effect, the chameleon effect. There's a principle of the magnifying glass effect, and all of these principles of the relationships are explained in a very detailed level, with the exercises that you can actually do at your own time, the comfort of your home, how you can go within deep recesses and deep landscapes of yourself, and in terms of your limited beliefs, with relationships, right? With relationships with your parents, with your mother and father, and that's basically where we need to start to heal it. But at the same time, if anyone wants to heal past relationships, because when we withdraw ourselves in an unhealthy way from relationship, in a way of the conflict, pain, or any sort of separation, just thinking, if I don't care, I would like to forget about it, this relationship is over in my past, and it is, the contract is done, it's not healed. It's still gonna to catch up with you. Anytime you remember this relationship, it will have impact on your heart, in terms of that knife in your heart, right? So there is way to heal even past relationships, and it's really fast and effective way to do that. So on my program, there's all of these tools can be accessible and can be implemented really quickly, and start to heal all of these parts of the relationship struggle, and all of these parts of the unfulfilled relationship model that you keep recreating as a vicious cycle in your life. That program can really assist you to deal with this part of your life. So I really would like to invite you to consider the possibility to attend, to sign up and book yourself to my 6-week program, which is dedicated the whole module of the awareness for the relationship. So this is the relationship to yourself, relationship to others, a relationship to authority, and a relationship to our earth, right? The all areas of the relationship will be considered, and there's going to be a very powerful exercises that can help you to really look at yourself from that different angle, and see where are you recreating and keeping your vicious cycles of unhealthy, negative contracts in the relationships. So so I would like to really thank you for being here with me today. And as we know, relationship is such an important area of our life. And I believe that any type of success in our life cannot be achieved in isolation by ourselves. So we all interrelated, we interdependent, and healthy relationship sits on interdependency of our support, of our caring for each other, and it sits on a much grander values of the honesty, integrity, and love and kindness and gratitude. But as we see what's happening around the world right now and in the past, so there's codependency. So look at how we individually create intimate relationships where there's a lot of codependency, which is really unhealthy. And it is of course, we can see straight away that the negative contract is in place, but also look at the collective relationships that we as a people have to our authority, how we base our relationship on the fear and all the limited perception of the reality. And if we're not looking at ourselves and not healing this part and not really dealing with this, not having our own personal process, we create the same codependent relationships through all our life, with any relationship, friendships, intimate relationships, group relationships, authority, earth, God, right? This is all through the whole range of our relationship. So this is very important area, and if anyone would like to improve, or at least start to heal and start to transform all of these negative contracts into the positive ones, I invite you to consider my 6-week program, the Askara Method. And I don't have my link here, but next I'm sure I would like to show you the link so that you can go and have a look yourself. But I think it's time for us individually and collectively to start to really heal these places. And once we heal the places, we would have intentional relationship. We would know how to create healthy, fulfill long-term relationships. And then, of course, when we start to heal ourselves, then everyone around us and the area of the and a circle of people that are around us would experience the same. It seems like it is a very scary area or space to step. Yes, it is from that place of the limited reality. But if we challenge that, for example, there's a lot of people who having, especially women, having subservient kind of role, and they believe because they've been brought up in the sense of being serving, and they have this secondary role in the family, right? And I know there's a lot of women that they constantly providing, looking after husbands and children, and all the others. And then when the woman start to feel unwell, well, the family almost want her to recover very quickly so that she can go back into her normal everyday duties. And that woman don't have even uh, awareness that she has the right to ask for help. She normally is hiding, asking for help. She is hoping to get better well and keep serving. And this is another way, another belief in her that she is not worthy of asking for help, or she the belief that she was brought up with not asking for help. Asking for help is weakness, right? So I mean, there's so many limited beliefs that many people are holding and living life reflecting these limited beliefs, and then creating unhealthy contracts with people. And the more they practice or the more they have these limited behaviors within these contracts, the more the reality would reflect to them and strengthen this limited belief. Because the more this man would care for people, from my example, for the more this man would care for women and take care of all of them, and expecting to receive love from them, the more and every woman will withdraw from that relationship, and his belief will be strengthened more and more that he needs to increase caretaking, right? That he needs to increase the taking of the woman, that he's not caring enough, that she's dropping this relationship. So see, it's like these dynamics are having really kind of very unclear boundaries, but it needs to be challenged, it needs to be looked at, and it needs to be slowly undone and healed. And then you can start to create healthy, interdependent relationships that will bring you so much joy and fulfillment and happiness. So I would like to thank you all being here, MJ. Thank you for your constant support. Yes, mastering your interpersonal skills, it is very important. And I'm talking now here through just a relationship. I didn't even touch the business relationships. That's another area, but it sits on what I was just talking, right? There's another layers in the business relationships, in the leaders relationships, but it still sits and based on the principles that I've been talking about right now. So I wish everyone great week, and I would like to say thank you, and love yourself and start to really heal yourself, because we really need it in our world right now. And I will come back next Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time, and I'll see you all again next week, and let's see. Let's have a little bit of music. Where is that music? Okay, thank you. Bye.